Welcome to the live broadcast. This is SYLVESTER BEKOE. You're welcome once again to the very stream where we make healing and every recreation available component element, the visualization for reality and art here is myself sitting here. Welcome also to the very section where colors are displayed in moral state as it concerns the Lord of the universe, countries and origin, which is very most prioritized to this very day broadcast. Yes, you are very welcome. I know where we say welcome means you have something reserved and the world would like to also profit from, which indeed the Lord in my own conversation and my single life that lived that birth life single in Enconia terrain in the Presby church or Presby congregation where we have built in Temple, where you can say we walk on the red carpet. That's why some of the youthful visions had been given, yet was a real suffering that the world at that time was going to profit from myself, having also initiated my mission and then ministries from that very early stage in life, and realizing that I need to do that, and that also connect and communicate my electoral commission, those allowances or salaries I was being paid, some of them which also added to my generational fund from repair, service, errands, as a freelancer, whatever it is, just to welcoming people, doing such things that would end radio repairing, TV, satellite mountains, and any other purpose that I found myself doing, which were the requirement and skills to have earned a little, that I could keep those times, maybe a 40 cities for as many as 5 years, 10 years, that would have been. So I have had to live on those things, and then those commodities that nobody has had to go deep. Yet, what is most important about life is that if I will need, let's say, a tool like this, like a star screwdriver, if I may need this before I can open any gadget and function for screwing or losing it, to drive up the very excellent in an area of engineering, to test knowledge and spirit, to see what works and what doesn't really work, I will agree with. Now, to do this would require money investment, like what is money? Time, and giving time, obedience, law, and the birth. So I have to do those things, keep that art, and I made it possible as we are not communicating through death. So I allow the system to work, because I'm not one that you have converted your state of life, which does not come before the cameras too, because if I take over and just myself, KWASI BEKOE, the great one, the archangel, the supernatural, if I put on any of the guns and caddies, you should know that's my real self. Nobody else can prove what I am better than myself, as I'm the one with the Sunday and the earth. And the great waters how we form things and clouds should be the Lord himself who said what? He's going to make this thing possible. So it was Sunday who also the Lord used all right to just say in the congregation to tell me my initiation. You know what? Because I have to spend money from my own wallet, my pocket, where nobody really gives, because I live in a very house of law, supernaturally, where you have the freedom to be hungry, you have the freedom to do the right thing, you have the freedom to choose between right reserved things. What are the reserved things? I may be reading or meditating on the Bible, I may have something else doing, I may be repairing, and I may be doing things of interest, which is the spirit, and not probably your spirit, because we have a star different birth, yet we have to live in the same home. So those were what things or attributes or realities that I need to function in that area for. So I have to do this. Sometimes I need to do that and have no food. Yeah, because I'm choosing between. And I value what I do more than anything else. Somebody tell. So I didn't really regard what you want to say is culture to the community of the people. It's not about culture, because helping is actually what do you even mean is culture. When I begin to do what is I'm doing beyond that. So the tradition that I keep was for the origin beyond what human beings live as a generation. So I live in more origin than generation. Why? You may have lived a generation and I'm yet to live. Or I may have lived a generation in advance when you are also yet to cross. So I keep things or law, instructions that make those things work. If I don't actually repair, why do we have to have these things work? So that when on the computer system, you have these tools crossed and element gearing, and then you expect that I should do things of my enemy which wouldn't come from the guide. You know, if you ever had maybe an angel or a prophet visit your life, I didn't see anything like that because I live with the highest from the time that I have been born till date. I didn't know what you want to say is a prophet because we live and build those places. As an apostle, that's a home originally kings, queens, and the language and the books, the library. Living with almost every other thing we need. So what do I have to do? The birth, the purpose, they really tell. So they tell. Now let's take a look at this transition quickly because that's what we need to talk about. You know, what I wanted to actually deal with is this structure that we put on there. So it's not just on the screen as a terminal or as a screen wallpaper or mount for whatever. So it's really related to what I'm doing. That's a live application, right? So I'm working on this, building this. This is what I wake up doing today. Having a place like this. Yeah, I wake up just doing this. So in a more just word, this is what I have to do. So it is up here for us to understand. If I just mention a word, it would be how I've lived a life without support, without function, without somebody, no organization donor, no institution donor, no even as is spirit. How do you agree that those opposite in the word and law, how do you agree that they can fit it? So the life I've lived, you cannot call it life because I create. With no such blessed being given, I have made where nobody have been given ever. Even the Lord or Creator that you claim, He has never a place I built because it's a news to Him. If you don't agree, go into the Bible. You know what He, the Lord, even has to go through or go in the most power that I won't come in the very version of a word called true. I want to tell you what is written as what you are saying is true. Because whatever word you say, you need to work around and walk around and search around if that word be found guilty for wrong or if that word being corrupted to yet tongue of under or any different spirit. That's how the world is. So I told myself, if you have to say you are conscious, then the very day you were birthed, have you searched or researched on that? As for myself, I know I was birthed on Sunday and Sunday. So my son coming to work by day, and I coming at midnight, following the preceding Monday. So that's how origin taken. So before you can have this, I have had to thought. So Saturday came to work so that he saw the sun. And then he will need eyes on his flesh. And for the eyes to appear, except I've been born in a very excellent time. That's 11 hours on Sunday night. So that the Sunday night is it. So the Sunday came to work, and that is the Saturday came to work, so that you see his work and suffering. On the Saturday, being that even name, you call it. Yet it wasn't that which you call it. They have to work. And then I came. Fortunately, I have to come also close between what? The Saturday and then Tuesday. Why? Because the one who carried myself should also be Tuesday. But that is a day for powers, kingdom, authority on earth. So that if you are not a righteous home, so that's why we tell, if you have to be welcome or if you have to have or walk through somebody's home, you don't just need the word truth. You need the origin, instruction, law. Because the Bible is written such that if you come, the one that is the origin of that which you are saying, when it comes, whatever is written to cover or having undercover the words, he had to uncover it before you know what actually is in it. It's like an envelope. Having it title or caption at the back, addressed nicely back. You may have something inside or you may have a character impression inside you are yet to know. So that when you open before you actually know what is in. Even if it's for happiness you don't know, cry you don't know, yet the addressee would have given it out like that. What do you guess that I'm doing? So I'm building. So if I don't keep this act, I have to say it's a master of myself who did it. Because the Lord alone knows what levels I've gone through, like I just really journey. So let me use my language. You know, if I speak a communication word like I act, create, having this right there, so that when I see this, that you see the two hands, one showing wealth. So this one showing what? Wealth. Now today you can see that very clearly. You see the two fingers? Like, let me put it that way. So that you can actualize yourself in understanding. Are they somebody different, or we are reality for ourselves? You didn't know what the Lord is capable of doing, as the very palms will tell what you are seeing. Maybe you didn't get it right. So I'm beginning to what? I'm beginning to generate water so that Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, so the one that they came to work with or work in expectation that they will be welcome, that will be the same is the Tuesday that also have to work, and you see the person who carried us as a spirit, the same is the flesh. As myself, who the two agree with to go to the church or to have the like the variations, how the two of them had their work agree by the spirit and the law is myself who came. That's why nobody on this earth have any power than what we thrown away. Whatever you claim to be power, I'll just tell you, this is what we've thrown away. Because I had no stopover in that, and that thing could have power to control this. That's why I don't have what you have that may be killing or destroying things. Yet you are saying you are trying to turn it to be on my side, I'll destroy it. I am the one telling you. Let's get to the business as it is concerning the T3 Pro, which is what? MS111. You know, that's supposed to be with the for this building. So I have to leave a generation, many, how my service that I've been programming myself towards a generation like this. If I have anybody else to support, there it should be what I want to do, that I may be acting, meditating, if somebody may know what I need. These were the character and role element for the creation. And I've had to live on this entire earth, and no religion have ever surprised what we are. So we didn't come for religion as a claim, but we have our own legends, how I create it. When the spirit I agree with, you see what nobody can do in the world that we have to say it is. That's why when it gets to the serious battles, the Lord will prove you that which you don't know. You won't be punished, and I being punished the same. And I won't be punished for your sake. We won't do that anymore. 2,000 years is lashed off. We are in a generation of somebody else. It's not that same conversation. Throw the Bible away. What do I mean? Already 2,000 years expired. They say you expect a news. That news is what? When you are beginning to realize the revelations, there the new book is opening the new kingdom. That's what is reserved. So revelation were reserved. Even as in the most of the Genesis or ancient times, things they have prophesied or visioned the Lord so much that they haven't seen it in reality. Why? If the creators haven't come, it won't happen. And the Lord charged himself, it won't fail. And where the Lord himself said to most of them, how he gave them, why they also, such reasons, why some of them will prophesy or will say out of bitterness or pain, they utter words from spirit. And those words cannot fail. Yeah, because it's reality. So that whether it concerns the Lord directly or not, that person have a flesh, the feel, the sensitivity, or the sensitization where you touch. Those makes the spirit what they speak. You don't know salt, pepper, onion, and every other thing that goes on the tongue into this flesh is a spirit. So when they agree, how properly you allow the Lord or the laws to agree, creating when you introduce them in the flesh, that is what makes what? That's what makes exactly a world that is indeed different from the other. So if the Lord has said that there will be abomination until the world end is done with. So until the end was given, he will stop abomination. That's why things are happening. So you won't be judging us with kind of what you believe or trusted. That doesn't work here. We are in the world end. Because you have to know who you have sinned against. I don't have somebody coming to judge if I hadn't judged now. If you don't have the judgment now, it means you are not the Lord, and you are not the one who the Lord predestined. Because there's nobody that is righteous person on earth that comes in the Lord that is without judgment. The judgment is with them. What makes you think the Caesar, Julius Caesar, all of that make you think they have to what? They have to judge. Even the Lord himself as one of them in connection to the Lord. So if they have no such righteousness and knowing of good and evil and opposite and what law you break, why do you think they should be judged? They weren't judges. They weren't really judges. So that I really mean it. If you are not that person the Lord appointed. So they were judges because the Lord appointed. Because they allowed those times and spirit to make it happen. They fought for their own right and have themselves placed where they have won in battle. So that's what made them judges, to judge who carried the law. That is why he said, he that is predestined had been what? Justified and glorified. So if you are having a heavenly call, that is what it is. You have to go in the genesis of all of that, so that they are working you like that. So let's get to the business. So I have to make what? My money that I have to sponsor people, husband, children, and then their wife, and some widows, and then just anybody at all that I wish that when I've been tired. You didn't know what I have had to do is a spirit for that which is in this, that made the giving that I did give. There is nobody on this earth, because I'm the original Holy Spirit and Holy Ghost and angels who came to do their work again, to see in this color. That's what I'm telling you. To live in the world with this color, I don't know how you're going to see, or how you're going to know what is different from colors. That when you are in one of the colors, that's where you have to be until you are that person who win it and get out of it. So if you don't get to do the righteous things, you don't know this. To see in this, to perceive. You see, when I put my hand inside it, you have to see it like this. But that is where it's functioning. When I turn it like this, I have to perceive differently. That's why you don't have to before you see my reality and how really I perceive myself in the light. You are in rush. I don't have to rush. So how I did what I have to do is this. You have no God, no spirit judging this. Because I don't have contact with what you claim you have a contact with judging this. What judging when what authority, also my word that cannot agree with wrong. Because I have my own. We are not sharing. I'm giving what I have. You came along the line. Who held you to get to what? The Bank of Ghana Secretariat. This is myself. So I don't think you have to have somebody tell me better than myself who was taken there on the elevator. What does it mean? The one they hail. That's the respect. If you have any way, go and tell. If you have been called to Bank of Ghana Secretariat, go there. In the Accra Post areas and the market areas, you just go there and tell us if you were carried by Sunday to that place. So if Sunday gave you his word, the same Sunday will be doing that thing, and the keepers for the seed. So anybody who made it available for keeping seed, right, pro-wise. So that's a promise. It's been to keep. Now, there are others who also were on the promise because they were trying to be and they couldn't become. That's the word promise. That is the word promise. So the ones with the pro-wise who had our visitation, that's why they can never fail in the world to the end. And there will be only the ones who made it, and who will be also what mentioned right there. So let's get to sight completely. You wonder why I'm maybe sweating. Not that I'm sweating, I'm producing water to tell you what conditions form water as condensation and then the heating, evaporation, and all of that system. That's what I was saying. Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday. That's what made it. So the main angels who have had to live in flesh, for that light you didn't know, they made it possible. And I came to show what they also have to do. You know, when we come like this, it shows what how to what service they have provided. Lord, who in the function like this, so that you be telling me I'm a baby. What baby I am? Do you call a baby on Sunday to appear from heaven? What is it coming to do for you? Your battles, the battles you fought and judgment. Unless I stand, say yes. What do you mean? Give way. The Lord himself is myself. whoever claims to be Lord, that is the Lord. But I'm not a Lord. When it comes to what you call yourself, I'm the one in the light. From the very various on earth, that there's no great man than the family I came from. Why? If you were that, prove virginity. 38 years, prove it. I don't know, even those who kept the law in religion like Catholicism or Catholics and the popes and things, I don't know how you can say trusting that they keep it, other than some of them impregnating at a process in a certain time. Have you had anything physically that have birth with their children? There's none of the child here. But that is the spirit created. That's it. So that you may say that even the ones who said they have been paid for keeping the law, or the law instructed, they are doing what they cannot be doing. And I am not being paid. I'm rather the one who's good, they are giving and sharing. And I say you can't do that anymore. But do that. I walk in the war and I made it happen. You don't know about the world war in the past, yet alone what is here. As you thought we were joking, you are seeing it. The rockets were nothing. This time, missiles. Missiles were as if you've never been told or you've never had one. Now, the nuclear level, to have a nuclear level, you don't know how it is, what I'm saying. I didn't come here to play, to joke with my enemies. I really mean serious business, and that's what I do. You know, I don't have to have an issue with somebody, but when you came with the same forces that you claim are various, given your local languages, it is not understood myself until I see it and tell what the spirits are saying, or what I process and tell what yield come from it. You didn't really speak any language, because I wasn't born from that language. So how do you expect that to be a language? Because they told you it's the archangel or the angel who have language. Yeah, you'll be wondering. You want to say, but why do you put all this? When I mean, maybe heat or something. No, I just want to tell you what is happening. This is what I can say. You don't expect it to say, oh, yeah, in the weather. I don't understand what you are saying is weather. I only understand the sex, process, and all of that. Do you understand what I'm saying? The word process is another thing. The process, they all in their level, they have had things. However, that you are saying process. We don't have things like that. So if you're saying, do you understand the process? I said, no, I don't understand that. But if I want to tell you what it means to say process, you're saying the sex you first had, and you break the law. So when that is reminding you every day, you think that when you are being put on a list and somebody getting your things filled or neutralized or connecting it, they want to tell you that it's in a process. What do you mean process? If I decode it, you know, if I, any other word like that, already I'm showing you what it is. Sound. And the sound, it has been placed on something. That's what you're saying. So that when we go deep or delve deep into that, you're going to know a lot. Yes. I don't think the Lord will prophesy home for my what will even help myself battle to the level, and then he gave it not. Yet he prophesied. And I cannot tell the prophet to be a liar when it's already what we need. And that the Lord is prophesied. So if the Lord prophesied, same human being that they prophesy to, and yet not even prophesy. That's a vision. Like we told you that it is visions you see live, and they are the same as you have seen it. But what the Lord is saying in future, that is why you are even using the vision that is showing you that in future. So that's why you are professing it in time, of time. But what is vision is right instant, and you need to have it right now. That which says now you need it basic. You cannot say in future I need it. That's why I'm doing my system, my thing. So to think the Lord is saying just for nothing or for no fun, or for when they talk about car business, we can create it and form the car and the light. The light EVs now is available. When you were told you need to drive electronic car or electronic vehicle, you didn't have it. It was running on fuel. That wasn't electronic. Only a session they have to say, yo, you pass the light in the system, but it doesn't make it electronic. What do you mean electronic? Already to keep the system going on. So you don't really need what? You don't need the fuel. Now you're saying it. would like to end the session and start a fresh one, because I'm working on a couple of elements to vibrate the universe. Yeah. So this session will be right in the next session displaying.